Alright, Aero Precision Bulk Carrier Group. I bought this one for my testing. I wanted to test the 9310, compare it to, say, this here Colt's heat treatment, see exactly how much harder or softer 9310 would end up coming. We'll get to those numbers later on. So, this is the 9310 version of Aero Precision. Now they do make a Carpenter 158. There's some subtle details that not just the changing of the steel, but some of the types of finishes. Like this is a black nitriding. So let's go over quickly what you get with this model. I paid, I believe, around a 127 from Classic Firearms. And, carrier is always pretty much going to be a 8620 tool steel carrier. That's standard. This is your 9310 bolt. So it's a black nitride finish. It says it has a advanced lower friction coating that minimizes the need for lubricants and cleaning. Now, just remember, these are the details on Classic Firearms. This is the product details, and let's go ahead and remember what I'm saying here. Properly staked gas key, let's hope. Shot peen, HPT tested, and MPI marked, as you see right there. So they have a lot of the good old-fashioned test done. Black O-ring insert on extractor. So those are the details of what you're getting with the Aero Precision 9310, at least the lower option version. Later on, we'll compare it to the Pro Series. So let's go over the kind of fit and finish, or the machining on these are great. Let's compare it to a Colt. As you can see, unlike PSA, there is really no horrible grooved machining. So the machining is really nice and smooth. They did a great job there. They seem to cut it pretty similar to how Colt does there. This is an original M16 Colt, at least that's what PSA, now Apex Gun Parts sold me. That's what they said. But everything looking pretty good for the Aero Precision. Now when it comes to the carrier, here's your A620. There's the Rockwell testing I did on the back there. Now let's compare the staking. Here is the original Colt. As you can see, Colt goes a little bit thick, a little bit more indented on the Colt staking there than Aero Precision. Everything else looks pretty good there. So when it comes to all the final details, Aero Precision makes a pretty refined part. So let's go move over to some of like the Carpenter 158. Alright, so the Carpenter 158, at least on Classic Firearms, this is where I'm going to be taking my information from, also where I bought this from. Now the original basic Carpenter 158 is $123. This was $127, so it's a little cheaper to buy the original Carpenter 158. Now on the finer details, you get your same 8620 carrier for the steel. You're gonna get a mil spec phosphate coating. So properly staked gas key. So we have a chrome lined gas key and bolt carrier bolt channel. So as you'll see here, you're not gonna get, because I believe they're counting on the nitriding to be the hard case, so they no longer do the chrome lining. So you're going to no longer get the chrome lining. Mil spec, there's the chrome. So you won't get that aspect. I guess the phosphate's not going to have quite the hardness factor, but you'll see later on exactly how hard their case is on the actual Colt. So you forgo the chrome lining when you get this, but you do get the nitriding. And same thing with the Carpenter 158, shot peen, HP tested, and PI marked. So everything there is the same. So now let's move over to on the screen. We'll show you the Pro Series. Alright, so this is the Aero Precision Pro Series. Let's compare some of the features or said things, at least when it comes to the Pro Series, and we'll move back and forth over some of those things, those features. Now, what we got to get with the Pro Series, Pro Series is going to have a 9310. Now, this is interesting. A proprietary flash nitride process was chosen to ensure proper heat treatment on the bolt. When properly heat treated, 9310 provides superior strength and durability when compared to C158. Well, that's good to know. I wish it would make those statements, at least with the base metal 9310, but they're not going to say that per se when when they're talking about the lower end one. But the cam pin channel is counterboard, eliminating the need for swinging. Swinging is the industry standard. However, this process creates more stress on the bolt during manufacturing by displacing material rather than cutting it to the proper dimension from the start. Machine from 9 through 10, shot peen and PI tested. Now they keep emphasizing its proper heat treatment ensures via proprietary flash nitriding process. Did they do this on this one? They don't say so. So we can only we only have as much information as they're willing to tell us. So the cam pin features an engraved indexing mark on one side of the cam pin face, a concept popularized by Chad, that's School American Rifle. Cam pins traditionally wear more heavily on one side, and when installed inconsistently can create excessive wear over time. The cam pin becomes loose. This can create excessive wear on the bolt itself, shortening overall lifespan. The indexing mark allows for consistent installation during the maintenance, which in turn reduces wear on not only the cam pin but the bolt over time to help extend overall service life. So that's a nice little feature they have there. So there's a lot of at least some guarantees of being that it's, at least with the Pro Series, that it's going to be a properly heat treated 9310. At least you'll get that guarantee. Now the other aspect that they say that is more durable or tougher, whatnot. Well, if that consists of maybe an extra couple hundred rounds or percent, I don't know exactly. I wish manufacturers would tell you a little bit exactly how much more you're going to be getting with when you change from a different steel. They just tell you it's tougher, more durable, or something. How much percentage more? Who knows, right? So as I kind of go over these three choices now that I think that honestly I'd probably just get the Carpenter 158, or I would go and spend a little bit more money to get the Pro Series, because at least you get some guarantees that you're not getting with this one, at least said guarantees. Now the last thing with this one is the cam pin is it opened up, so I can't. No, this cam pin is done. I'm gonna have to find another one. They'd probably warranty. I mean, it's such a cheap part. I'll just buy another one. When it comes down to it, I kind of think that if they're not going to say the same guarantees with the Pro Series, then maybe it's just best sticking with the Carpenter 158. So let's move over to the actual heat treat of this part. Alright, so let's go over the heat treatment process of the Aero Precision now versus the Colt. So remember when we're doing these tests that there's going to be a case hardness and there's going to be a steel hardness underneath the case. Here, one idea is this is a Ruger LCP, and a LCP, they're not going to have a case hardness. It's just going to be a homogeneous number. You could use the UCI method on this and get the exact same Rockwell hardness test results you would with an analog. But when you have case hardened items like these, you're going to have to take two types of measurements, and I do have that here, those numbers. So we'll start with the analog. This is the actual steel underneath the case hardness. Aero Precision is going to come in with 9310 is going to come in at 50.05. Now if you compare it to Carpenter 158, here's the Colt. So I come in at 49, at least on the harder one. I tested two Colts, and I'm going to give you the results from the hardest one. I tested it slightly different, not too far off. So on the carrier, this is the interesting part. Now there could be 8620 should be used for both of these carriers. This is where Aero Precision deviated from Colt. They pretty much got it just into considered Rockwell scale here at 21.6. Now the carrier on a Colt is going to come in at 52. So that's quite a bit of a difference there. That's an interesting result. Now let's go over to the UCI method. UCI on the bolt came in at 59.22 for the Aero Precision. The carrier came in at 60.06. So I guess they're able to eliminate the chrome lining because of the hardness, I suppose, of their nitriding, unless there was another type of thing done when it comes to that part. So on the Colt, the bolt came in at 49 and 52, as I said before. Now the UCI, the case hardness on the Colt came typically around 55 Rockwell for the carrier and the bolt. So it's not too different from their Aero Precision's nitriding. You know, so pretty much if I could go over again, I'd probably just go ahead and select the Carpenter 158 Aero Precision, or I would buy the Pro Series. Is kind of how I think. I'd spend a little bit more, get the Pro Series, at least get the guarantees that they at least said it's tougher than. How tough more or how much percentage, who knows. So there is your numbers. Until next time, we'll see you then.